everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and thank you so much for the support in the past couple of videos. It truly means a lot. Today we have another call to arms group stage maps between one Puppy Paw as the Red Holy Roman Empire, and across the way they are playing 3D Cat in the blue, playing as the English on EGC Canal. This is a very interesting map, and we'll get right into that in 1 second. I will just shout out that EGC's Twitch will be in the description below to check out more of this tournament. I will also be leaving Puppy Paws and Cats links in the description as well. Puppy Paw is a great streamer. I would highly recommend it. And then we can get into this matchup. So on this one, it's very, very unique. So a river is a canal, essentially. That's woo! That is why they named it that. Beyond, thank you so much. So essentially what happens is shoreline fish go down the entire thing. The idea is you do want to get your dock up as quickly as possible. An English strategy, as you can see here, is the HRE strategy, as you can see here, is getting out as many of these barracks as early as possible, because you can do a lot of damage to these docks if you can get up enough of a mass. That being said, the English longbowmen can really take control of this entire area. They're good at shooting down ships, they are good at shooting down pretty much everything, and they are the superior unit in the feudal age. If HRE can take this a little bit later game, though, this might be in Puppy Paw's favor once those very heavy units like the men-at-arms and stuff like that start to come into play. We might be seeing mine work. There's so much early aggression at this level on this map. This map is so interesting. It's so unique, but everyone is fighting for these amazing shoreline fish, and if you don't, it's going to be a really rough time. Now there's also a passage over here that boats can still use, so you can see demolition ships kind of come through and tow, but armies can go right through this little pathing over here. So there is a chance that boats can play a role in the actual kind of battles themselves, which makes this map even more interesting. And also, if you've made it this far and you have been enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe. It truly helps out the channel and the engagement and get these videos out to more and more people. I would highly appreciate it. I am pre-recording this as I'm going on vacation, as I mentioned in the past few videos. So if we have hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, that's absolutely incredible. I'll make a community post when that happens, and hopefully for the next video I'll be able to react to the actual hitting it, which will be awesome. We can see here that Puppy Paw is going a lot of spearmen, 6 already on the map, and this is not going to be slowing down anytime soon in terms of the pressure that these 6 spearmen will be putting on the map. So it has delayed significantly. As you can see, no actual gold is being produced from Puppy Paw at this time, but knows that he wants to take full control over this dockside, and there's nothing that Cat can really do in this front. Here comes the council hall, and that is that's the best reaction that Cat can do at this point. I just said there's nothing he can do. This is the best reaction. What I meant really is that there's nothing he can do to stop this from actually going down, but this is the best reaction he could be going, which is a expedited council hall. Usually there's only 3 to 4 people on this council, villagers building this up. At this point now you can see 6, because Cat is in desperate need of some range units, because 7 spearmen can also do a whole bunch of damage over here. They can get into over here, and Cat really has no other food. There wasn't really much of a game plan going forward. We do see some sheep over here, and we do have a cheeky villager over here. What are you doing? Are you going to get some secret deer on this side of the map? Actually pretty smart, actually. If that actually... Nope. Yes. No. Yes. A dock. We're going to put down a dock, I believe. Okay. So you're going to be putting down a dock over here, which was actually very sneaky. Where did that villager go? There they are. But as you can see, there is a lot of spearmen coming towards the base of the English player. There's not much sheep or any safe food really at this point. But this TC, since it's so strong, it will be able to hold off pretty much anything coming their way. 2 are left on it, and now the boats are being kind of corralled into a place where they can be taken down. So actually, if these spearmen go over here, they can take them down, because they will run out of room to go. Cat is desperately trying to get these away, but these will be going down. There's no way they get away from 6 spearmen that are chasing them down the canal mouth, and they have trapped them between a rock and spears, and that is going to be GG's. The day is done for these boats. They're just throwing Molotovs, and they're going to be taken down in one more swing. Boom. And now they're going to be moving on to this gold. This gold is also very susceptible. They'll see if they can get some poke damage without being attacked from this TC. I don't think that will be the case. I'm going to want to pull these back now. Gonna try to find a sweet spot. It looks like they'll be only losing one, so the sweet spot won't be there. This archer is here, but I don't think it's enough to actually, it is enough to actually have Puppy Paw pull these back, but these spearmen have gotten what they've come here for. We can see the forward wall up for the HRE player. We see an offensive outpost to stop any sort of fish from going down. So I love this early aggression from Puppy Paw, really showing that he has a perfect understanding of the matchup and the match itself, and the map itself. We do see that Puppy Paw has also scouted this cheeky dock setup over here, and that is the archer ship. The archer ship will essentially stop any shenanigans from these spearmen because it can take down anything that's not armored units. So we'll have to wait and see what Puppy Paw decides to do over here. Now, these archers, they can't, look at the range on those. They will be eventually taken down if they're not noticed, but look at how much damage they do to these spearmen. I think Puppy Paw is going to be losing these spearmen eventually if Cat's able to kite them in the proper way. This was a really, really great move over here from Cat. It really got him back into the game. This game could have ended in about 10 to 12 minutes if Cat did not pull this off. That much free food and that much control would be absolutely brutal to deal with as the English player, especially HRE. HRE is really tough to get food, safe food, until the farm transition under their Akka and Chapel usually. So this will make it so that the Puppy Paw was going to try to get a lot of food going on over here. And if they were able to access essentially unlimited food in the sense of fishing boats, it would be brutal to deal with. On top of that too, the villager count is relatively even at the current moment. But if you start to add in fishing chips, it would get pretty out of hand pretty quickly. We see an actual Hulk coming out for Cat. So Cat's looking to fully control this water. Not looking to deal with anything in the slightest. It looks like Puppy Paw is also upgrading this to arrow slits, which will allow an increased arrow range. So it's going to be kind of nice. This one's going to be cutting off any kind of fishing shenanigans over here. And these two lads over here will be cutting off any shenanigans going on from Puppy Paw. So no fish will be had on this map, which is actually the first time I've ever seen this kind of happen on this map. Every time I've seen this map in the tournament, it's just been nonstop aggression around here. And that's what this is today. But there's just no fishing happening either, which is going to be really advantageous for the player with a lot of sheep, which is definitely not Cat at this point. And there it is. Puppy Paw has plenty of sheep hanging out underneath and has this beautiful berry bush over here. Cat does as well, so does have somewhere to at least go, and there's a few like safe deer over here. But there's going to be no really shenanigans happening over here. And we can see these boats are going to be taking down this dock fully just as a matter of time. And then it will eventually be going down. Now we do see horsemen on the way for Puppy Paw, which is always going to make things a little bit more exciting in terms of just getting some map pressure on the map so they can see what's going on. This horseman will be able to scout this. I believe that this outpost can see the at least outline of this. If not, this horseman will confirm that they're going for some sort of play. I do like this play from Cat because he has full control over this water line over here, so it doesn't really need to worry about anything coming from this way. And then now he just has to take back control over here, and that will secure the water completely. So Puppy Paw went for that early kind of pressure with all those spearmen, and now Cat's actually in full control of this water line, which really, really well played by him to get it back. That sneaky villager played a huge role in what was going down over there, but this horseman trades out 2 for 1, so the KD, actually not even 2 for, just 2 nothing. So the KD's looking real nice on this horseman over here. MVP horseman taking down 2 longbowmen and getting out to tell the tale. These sheep are going to be super important, so it needs to get those back ASAP. Rocky to the TC. There it is. The drop off is complete. Sheep are back at home, and we have a bit more. And we also can see the cat has also started to fish a little bit over here. But Puppy has added in a dock of his own. We're seeing 1 Hulk ship going down, and they will eventually, I was going to say this Hulk ship could start to turn and go over here. It's Archer and Springhold versus Archer and Springhold. Let's see if anyone decides to invest in anything more. There is the demo ship. This demo ship is going to play a major role in this matchup, seeing what's going to be going down, and it's popping out, and here we go. Look at her in all of her beauty, rumbling, stumbling, going down the river mouth. You can see the other boat sees it. They're holding blockers. The arrow ship, a nice dodge there. A demo ship pops out itself, and boom! Cat takes the W. It was, I mean, we were zoomed in. I didn't really fully see what was happening, but I loved it even more. Cat takes the dub on the day for the water, and there's just a barrel to tell the tale. That demo ship popped out at the picture perfect timing, gets a springhold ship for its troubles, and also does a lot of damage to that demolition ship on the backhand side. That being said, it is healing itself on its own, but a wonderful play there from Cat. We have a lot of archers over here and a lot of men-at-arms for Cat as well, so we'll be seeing a little bit of pressure from that land army as well. And from the start, I could have sworn that Cat was sitting in a very bad position, but he has absolutely turned it around with this dock over here. So all power to him to see what we can be going on, but it's going to be the tale of demo ships, this one for sure, and that is going to be the magic number. Let's see if there's any more demo ships coming out for Puppy. It does not look like it. We're seeing a land mass being kind of built together with spearmen, with horsemen and archers on the back end side for Puppy, knowing that he's going to have to deal with a very substantial army on the English side. Now, Cats even begin to collect fish from over this side as well, which is going to be really starting to change the side in terms of food income. And these longbowmen are finding a very, very good trade over here. And these men-at-arms are just taking their sweet, sweet time. They're trying their absolute best, but they are not quick in the slightest, and neither are these English longbowmen. That is one of the biggest issues with the English early on in Feudal. They're incredibly powerful, but think of them kind of like in most games how you balance powerful units. You make them slow. So powerful units, kind of like the early men-at-arms, and these longbowmen are slow. They are slower than most, as you can see over here. Their movement speed is 1.12, and even these archers are just a scotch faster at 1.25. So they will never actually be able to catch them in a straight up foot race if they have this sizable lead in terms of they can't actually shoot them. So that is the one downside to the English mass early on, is that it is incredibly slow. And these men-at-arms are trying their absolute best with their movement speed when they start to charge, but they'll never actually fully catch up either. And it looks like the HRE player is going to be safe and sound by his second TC. Didn't see this one over here from Puppy. I don't think it was really what we call a sneaky TC. I just was oblivious and probably having a good time on the demo ship kind of saga down here. But a second TC for the Holy Roman Empire. So matching the amount of fishing that Cat will be doing with villagers of his own. So we'll have to wait and see if we see a farm transition starting to happen. And there it is. There's not too much safe wood on the map over here. We can see the Puppy's already expanding out to some of these smaller clusters on the map. So a farm transition is quite expensive, and we can see that Cat is going to be dropping down an outpost over here to stop the shenanigans. I'm not sure if he scouted this or if this is just a natural kind of thing that he wanted to do because he wanted to take out these berries, which I think it could be a little bit of both. We see an engage over here from these horsemen trying to do a little bit of damage to these fishing boats, causing so much annoyance and causing Cat to drag them back and forth. Some micro here. Looks like he might lose one. Yes, does lose one with that long distance range of that Molotov. And now the horseman is going to pick off archers. They are so good in the longbowmen, and longbowmen, you might as well not even run around. This villager is going to be going down unless she is able to duck behind these charging men-at-arms, which they are, and they meet the entire longbowman mass. And now it looks like Cat's also walling off. So I'm not really sure if he's scouted all this or is he just playing the long game but wants the entire map for himself. So he's going to be walling Puppy in. If that actually goes down, we'll have to wait and see. We can see that horsemen are also moving out this way, so if this villager starts to create this wall off, I think Puppy's going to be well aware and is going to be able to put a stop to it quite quickly. The Radiance Cathedral is going down behind the second TC, and then we can see that there's a relic over here that Puppy is fully aware of. He knows that there's relics over here and here. Those are probably the three safest relics, and then maybe one over here. But there is the wall from Cat already going off to make it even harder for him to get a hold of this. So Cat is really playing the map well if these structures can go up. That's always the if. It's not a guarantee that they'll be going up, and we can see that Cat was able to scout out this entire archer range, but he does have a few archer ships and springhold ships in here, and if they get any close to the water, they can get absolutely peppered down. And there's going to be one big shot. Nope, just barely grazes. And then a King's Palace is coming out in the middle of the map. But Puppy's able to see this. Oh, this is huge. There we go. The King's Palace has been scouted out, and Puppy is now Castle Age and is routing these villagers. This is devastating for Cat. All of his good work might have just went out the window there because these horsemen are now in on a group of villagers and more are going down. And these longbowmen, there's not enough here to really do that much damage into these horsemen. That is 6 down already and more to come. And now they're in on the longbowman mass. I will say, if Puppy wants to move, smartly they move closer to these archer ships, so the horsemen don't want to deal with that. But 6 go down, and this King's Palace is fully stopped. There is nothing happening over here, and we have archers actually taking a fight into this galley, which is actually the worst fight in the history of fights. They will be taking it down eventually, but it took way too long. They are now starting to be able to shoot a lot of these fishing chips, so I guess it's actually not a bad trade because they're actually get a lot of value in terms of killing off these fishing chips. And now we see more horsemen moving out. I think Puppy is sick and tired of being told he's not allowed on water, and he wants to start fighting back. King's Palace is going to be going up, but that was an absolutely devastating loss, and now we are even in terms of villagers because of the second TC over here. We have no regnants, we have no things in tow, but here's the first relic on its way. And we're going to be looking, and Cat was able to get this entire wall off though. So very impressive on their part for that one. We are moving out to some proxy archery ranges. No, proxy barracks are going down around this deer spawn. We do have an outpost over here to deal with any of these ships that are on their way. These horsemen are proven to be incredibly valuable though. With this castle age upgrade, they're able to really get a lot of damage done, but that is going to be only 7, and the King's Palace can hold 10, so they are totally doing fine. Now these horsemen do see an absolute plethora of villagers over here, and there they go, they're going to redive, but this King's Palace is going to be able to shoot them down and shoot them away. There's not enough here to fully dive. And now Puppy sees that this one relic is being fully shut off, and we'll have to wait and see if Cat decides to get some prelates of their own. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them quite soon. We have barracks coming in over here, and then we see the men-at-arm upgrades coming in for Puppy. So these men-at-arms are going to start to really cook, and this outpost over here is almost gotten its emplacement in, and let's see if it can get it in time. But these archers are over here, which will be able to defend it most likely, especially once it gets this springhole emplacement in. Yes, but Puppy decides to retreat with some, but keep others. Oh, those are actually villagers. So they're starting to do a little bit of damage. If they can kill off these men-at-arms, this tower will be able to fully rout this entire army, because the archers can't really take down any structures. They can take down everything around it, but not the structure itself. So men-at-arms are now being popped out from Puppy. They're fighting the other men-at-arms, which means this tower is getting a whole bunch of value. And now there's horsemen diving upon those archers, and those longbowmen do not stand a chance against these castle age horsemen. They do have some support from these boats over here, but now the archers are able to clean up these men-at-arms, and now this is a fully fortified outpost, and it is shooting seeds across the map and into this galley ship, archer ship over here. Does it actually take it down? I think it actually might. Nope, it's going to move away just in time. It does actually have in range, I think it will be in range of this dock over here. Takes down another villager over here. I will say Cat did snipe a few villagers in that exchange as they were repairing, so some nice moves over there. And these deer will not be safe enough for Puppy to take until he kills off this entire fleet over here. Now we see more and more moving out. As I mentioned, there's not much safe food anywhere, so Puppy has to now go expand over here and wait for these horsemen to kill off this. But these 3 relics have been essentially walled off from Puppy for the time being. Puppy is now doing his own wall, since it's not the best thing ever if your opponent's the only one that has access to this wall. So very smart move there on his part to kind of make sure that he can do some damage when needed. But once this goes down, that will be the access that Puppy needs to get down to the later half. And I think there's still a demo ship over here. It is. It's sitting over here. It's just waiting, biding its time, waiting for its time to strike. I wouldn't be surprised to see if Puppy moves in with the army, and then that demo ship kind of wraps all the way through, and when Cat's not expecting it the most, that's when it goes down. We see another archery range going over here, and there's a lot of food on the map for the taking, but I don't think that these 2 deer over here are going to be safe enough to take, because these 2 will be able to snipe whatever comes near them. going after the dock right now, but it is also killing off fishing ship after fishing ship. Each time that these things auto migrate over to this one, it's absolutely brutal. Another Springhold Tower is going up, so it's doing even more damage, and now we have an engage up top. The men-at-arms are in on these horsemen. There's a few knights sprinkled in as well, and we're moving in, and we can see these men-at-arms are now with these maces kind of beating each other down. These are the ironclad. They're not Iron Chads yet, so the Iron Chads might have a chance. Without that upgrade, though, they do not stand a chance against these fully juiced up HRE men-at-arms with these maces, and they are chasing them down. And they're gonna win this for sure. This is a great engage here for Puppy, and we're starting to see even more movement over here with these double towers are really doing a lot of damage to this kind of encampment by the English. And now we see that they're fully attacking. This wall off right here is playing a pivotal role, so no demolition ships can be happening, and Puppy can see it coming from in over here. Knights are streaming past all these ships, and now he's moving into what the pseudo base is of Cat. We can see a relic was dropped off next to, not actually in the monastery, which is always kind of funny. And now we can see that Cat is fully expanded. The wall all goes down, but it is short-lived because there's a whole bunch of archers there, and more engages are coming in. We can see that the knights have actually killed off all these boats, so now this is safe and sound for Puppy to actually expand out to. The relic was taken over there, and Puppy has secured one, and he's secured two, is getting one more on the way. And now just needs to take this one. Someone needs to take this one. I would recommend the Cat does it because it's right next to his thing, but you never know. We can see that the men-at-arms are being routed back. But this is a really, really close matchup, 90 to 88 at this point. And Puppy Paw is floating a whole bunch of food, so I'm assuming he's going to be going Imperial next. And there is the Palace of There was the Palace of Swabia. It should be coming up any second now. Where'd you go? I missed you, so where'd you go? Hello? One day. There it is. Where'd it go? It's over here now. Okay, so we're building over here. No, the Elsbach Palace is going down. So just actually seeing what's needed on the map and going, you know what? I want even more defenses. I don't need more villages at the current moment. I have 2 TCs. That would just be overkill at this point. Well, since I'm also about to get my 3rd relic, why don't I just go for the Elsbach and then just pull this units back, wait till I get those upgrades, because we don't see any siege equipment over here, which would be a very, very nice into this army with this many range units. But now there's the upgrades, and which upgrades will Puppy prioritize first? We see some +2, we see some grease axles, which is the siege engine's movement speed. We see that Puppy is also moving in with these galleys to see if he can do a little bit of damage, and now the knights are rolling in. They're not going to be doing too much into this crossbowman match, but the English need more and more frontline. So it looks like Puppy is not going to wait for any upgrades to actually come in. He's going to be moving in before any of those upgrades come into play. And now going to be slowly falling back because those English are lit up in yellow, which means they have the network of castles / network of citadels working in their favor, which is such a good buff. It makes it so easy. As I mentioned before, look at how quickly range units deal with ships. It's really, really quick. It's really, really fast. And we can see that Puppy is slowly moving out even more. A full beautiful farm transition in the back of his base is fully up online. This Elsbach Palace has a relic inside. And it has emergency repairs. It takes less damage. It's crazy, and it has this relic. So this thing is going to be an absolute monster to take down if it is ever attacked. At this point, it's producing 159 gold per minute as stationed there. And we can see that 3 are in, and Puppy actually has secured 2 of the relics, or at least they're around somewhere. The last one is just sitting over here, so maybe Puppy was the last one to touch them, which is why the UI is kind of confused, but I'm still confused as to why this one is not in the building itself. We can see that a little outpost was found from Puppy's army, so just moving fully out, making sure he can get everything, even going to start to get into stone, so he can get keeps if he needs to. We can switch this to over here. We actually have a market as well going down just to deal with any excess minerals, I would assume, unless he wants to trade across here, which I think would be I mean, it would be okay, but it'd be pretty tough. It looks like Puppy's army, though, has been found out by the large range mass of 3D Cat. This is not an engage that Puppy wants in the slightest because most of his army is in the back end side over here. If he can group the two together and kind of get a nice surround, it might be advantageous for him. But he's going to be going up and around, which a lot of these are going down for free. We see a lot of Imperial Age Horsemen, though, are on the way. +3 range attacks are coming in. So this is going to be a very, very good spot for Puppy once those men-at-arms upgrades come into play. And Berkshire Palace is being dropped. Where is it? Where is the Berk? The Berk is on the other side, essentially counterbalancing the Elsbach Palace on the other side. And it looks like we're going to be having an engage over here. Puppy is essentially throwing away these units. Not much he can do at this point because the hill is not working in his favor and they are running into straight range units. A lot of crossbowmen in that mix, absolutely ripping apart anything armor in front of them. But now we have 6 hand cannoneers and a lot of horsemen, and those golden helmets will be coming to look at that. Look at the golden helmets, they're all there. And now it looks like the English range match can actually shoot down from above onto these horsemen, which is brutal in terms of look at the range in those bad boys. And Cat's using this terrain very, very well. But now he is kind of trapped up there, right? There's nowhere for him to go. This is a keep going up for Puppy. But I think Cat's going to see it, and the army's not in position at all to deal with that. It's going to probably have to cancel this really soon. And to save these villagers, he's going to need to bring this army over. And that's exactly what he's doing. Puppy is doing a great job at microing these around. And here come the horsemen. The horsemen are getting kind of eaten alive, though, by these men-at-arms. And now it looks like the villagers are going back in. They might be dropping something soon, but it looks like actually Puppy's just going to be... and there we go. There's the keep right in the middle of the battle, but they can't actually put it down because there's a few lads inside of it. There we go. And just in time, those horsemen almost ran into it. And a nice surround over here. Remember, these are Imperial Age horsemen, and they are so good value for the money. We have hand cannoneers in the mix. We have springholds. We have a bombard. We have 2 mangoes on the side of Puppy. I don't know where the mango is. It's over here. And GG's is called. Once that keep went down, it was just going to be too much. And that third sacred site was going to be the end of it all. Well played by both players. I cannot believe Cat snuck in that sneaky little dock, but so well played by Puppy. Guys, if you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help out the channel a ton. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great night.